Welcome to the Childsy and Boda Show, brought to you by Boda Bush Rugby here on Facebook and YouTube for all you Facebook non-users. I'm Mark Childs, this is Tony Lyford aka Boda. Boda, how was your summer? We're back with club rugby, I can't wait.
Great, Childsy. Yeah, it's been a really good summer. We've actually had a summer this year, which is nice, but right into it, looking forward to club rugby. Bring it on.
100%, and look, a few changes this year in the Premier competition. We've got 8 teams, unfortunately Gladstone dropping out. But look, great news. Yeah, great news for Marston Red Star, back in the Premier competition after many years.
Really exciting for the Rams. They've been wanting to come back into this competition for about 4 years, and they've been working really hard, and now they've got their opportunity and they've stepped straight in, and it's awesome to see them there.
And we wish them all the best there with a decent squad, good numbers. We look forward to watching them through the season. So we'll go into the results from last weekend's games. East Coast, a last-minute try to Henry Williams, a 12-10 victory over Eketahuna. A couple of new young forwards in the Coast team, Henry being one of them. I coached him out at Rathgill for a number of years, and I must say, probably the best rugby player I coached out there, I would say Henry. So that's a massive addition to their squad this season, Boda.
Outstanding, it's cool.
Yep, and look, good young forward pack they've got. Their depth will be tested, but good for the Coasties to get a win on the board. Eketahuna, not too sure about squad numbers there with them. Have you heard anything, Boda?
No, not too much. There's a few of the Fijian families have moved into Eki, like 3 or 4, which is always adds an exciting tilt to the competition. I know Pioneer last year had a few of the Fijians, and they're just such instinctive, brilliant rugby players. They're just good to watch, right? Like I don't know, they draw me into rugby. So so that's exciting.
For sure, and look, we had a fantastic game down there in Martinborough, who came away with the chocolates, 31-27 over the defending champions, Carterton. What a game of rugby. We've heard some good things down there about the style of play from both sides. Martinborough out to an early lead in that match, and then Carterton with their bigger forwards coming home strongly in the second half. Thoughts on that game?
Yeah, that's really interesting. So 31-10 half time to Marty. And then Carterton scoring 17 unanswered points in the second half to take it to 31-27. Hard to get a read on that, actually, Childsy. Like, I find that really interesting. I don't imagine that Marty's not fit. Like, that's not the way Brucey does things. So I just find that really interesting. I had a bit of a look at Carterton pre-season, and I've got some big boys in the forwards. Yeah, young Clogie out of Rathgill there. I mean, he's playing loose head prop. He's a monster.
Yeah, massive pack.
So they're a big pack.
Yeah, I think will bode well for Carterton as the season progresses, the size of their forward pack.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Now look, Ryan Nell and Harry Eschenbach from Gladstone moved to Martinborough. Huge signings for the Martinborough Prems. We're going to be watching those two closely as the season progresses. Marston Red Star at home to Greytown on the weekend. Greytown out to a 31-0 lead early doors. Probably showed the Rams where the standards need to be. Yeah. But you were there, Boda, and the Rams the second half came back and played some good rugby.
Yeah, no, they did. Firstly, I was impressed with the crowd. It was just good seeing a lot of people there watching, supporting Marston Red Star. You know, it's been a few years since they've been in that grade. So that was really exciting. And you're right. I mean, it was just experience for me. Just some decision making, and it's not senior reserves. You know, like they've just, if you've got a dominant forward pack or you've got a dominant line out or your scrum's weak, whatever, you've got to adapt to that on the go so you can use your strengths. I thought, for me, just a player that stood out for Marston Red Star was their blindside flanker, Tima Bartlett.
Yes.
He was at Waikato number 8, I think, a couple of years ago. I thought he was outstanding. He just kept working hard. So they've got some players in there that can go. They've got some line out jumpers. I mean, just experience for me, Childsy. Greytown just played smarter.
Yeah, and so it shows some good structure there by all accounts. And look, Tana Isaac, he's back again, the Warrior, for another round of club rugby. What a legend.
Cyrus Baker
too in the back line.
Lance Buchanan, he did some damage to the Rams scrum.
Yeah, one of the best scrummagers in the competition.
And Greytown, I think, won probably all but one line out.
Yeah, sure. So set piece looking good for Greytown, and the Rams will improve as the season goes on.
Yeah.
Now, out here on the turf, Marist. Comfortable victory in the end, 48-27 over Pioneer. Scores tight at half time. Look, a lot of emotion around the ground for a celebration really for Rob Hargood, the passing of Papa Rob, father of Tony, our CEO. We send our condolences to the wider Hargood family. There was a haka here on the ground as well. A lot of emotion surrounding that match, but yeah, by all accounts, what a game of rugby. Pioneer have a new hooker in Ryan Wilson from Gladstone, and Charlie Barge has come to help with the coaching group. So Ryan's a very good player.
He is.
He's got a very good throw as well.
Played Bush a couple of years ago, Childsy.
He did, and he throws darts. And this is an area where Pioneer have struggled previously, in my opinion, just with that accuracy of the throw. So he's a key game for Pioneer.
Oh, he's a big in.
Yep.
Big.
And watch the space around the Pioneer thirds. There's a bit more depth around that team this year as well. We'll talk about that soon.
But loving that score, Childsy, 48-27.
Great game of running rugby. The Marist backline potent. Once they get some ball, they'll be dangerous. The likes of Hayden Cooper.
Hayden Cooper back there this year.
Let's go to the What About You reserves results. Gladdy, one team club this year in the reserve competition. Comfortable victory, 38-3 over Coast. Martinborough, 43-7 over Carterton down there in Māori. Tuharangi, raging hot favourites.
As always, they certainly are.
They gave the Prowlers of Greytown a toweling 77-0 down there at home. Marist, 73 over Featherston, 21.
The mighty
Let's talk about it.
Feathy is back.
The mighty blue and blacks.
Childsy's old stomping ground.
Yeah, look, my first 20 years there.
Go the mighty Feathy.
When I saw that, I was absolutely wrapped for the Featherston Rugby.
Oh, so was I. Like when I saw them there, it's great. They've also got a rugby league club down there.
They do.
You know, like there's obviously a pretty good community.
Oh, there's a massive sporting hub down there.
And I mean, when Childsy and I were younger and growing up, Feathy was a powerhouse. Let's not forget that.
Oh, we were, of course.
Like, so that's pretty exciting to see them back running
And look,
around.
21 points, first game. Got to take that as a positive. Leaked a few tries to Marist, who are going to be super competitive. Pioneer had the bye. But watch out, the Pioneer thirds, they're my smoky this year, for this season, if they can keep the squad together.
You reckon they can compete with Turangi?
Tuharangi? I dare say it would be a huge upset, but I'm going to keep a close eye on that side as the season progresses. Boda. Right, this week's matches in the Lane Pen Cup. Coast at home to the Rams. What do you think?
I think East Coast will just be. I mean, I know they're a young side, but they're also more experienced. They've been playing seniors every year, and I just think that experience will take them out. I think Marston Restart will keep getting better, but even when East Coast are not strong, playing out at Whareama is hard work.
Yeah, Jack Wakeling, whatever cricket representative, playing first five for Coast. He's a game driver.
He sure is.
A lot of good young forwards there. I think they'll comfortably beat the Rams.
Yeah.
Maybe 15 points in it there. Now look, the Brown Cup. Greytown versus Martinborough.
Greytown, Marty.
Down there at Greytown for the Brown Cup. Always a lot of emotion around this match. How do you see this one panning out?
Well, in dry weather, quite honestly, I thought that Martinborough would win by a few. But after watching Greytown's forward pack on Saturday and knowing that the weather's going to turn on Saturday and we're going to get some rain, I actually think that's going to really even it up. I think Martinborough might just get the chocolates there. But I don't think. I know. I'm going to get it. I get it. But I think Martinborough will get the chocolates. But I think Greytown will really be hard. They'll be really competitive up front.
Yeah, always a lot of emotion around this game, and the collision's going to be huge, aren't they?
They will.
With regards to playing for that cup, so be a special day down there. So, but I'm picking Greytown, mate, of course, to take that Brown Cup.
Yeah.
Carterton at home to Marist. Oh, another blockbuster, isn't it?
Oh, that's a big game. So both forward packs are quite big. Once again, Carterton are the reigning back-to-back champions of our competition, right?
Going three-peat.
Yeah, they're going three-peat, and they're well coached. They're a good side. Carterton, I'll be picking Carterton.
Yeah, I think for myself, Carterton at home, I just think their forwards will be a little bit too well drilled for Marist, who are dangerous in the back line. But Carterton, yeah, I just think their forward power will win the day there, especially if the weather turns. Pioneer at home to Ikitahuna. Look, for me, Pioneer home ground, will take some heart out of that first week performance. I'll be picking them to have a victory over Ikitahuna at home.
Yeah, agreed.
Agreed? Cool. Right, so what about you? Senior reserve competition, Coast v Tuarangi.
Always tough. I mean,
Yeah.
East Coast, as long as they can get some numbers out there, Tuarangi are always tough. You know, they are going to win that game comfortably.
Yeah, I agree. So Greytown, the Prowlers will want a few more numbers hopefully this week.
Numbers, yep.
Versus Māori. Well, crikey, Māori had a win last week, but always tough to call these two games.
Well, 2 turns up, right?
Yeah, it is.
You know, and then that's always
I'll
how...
go for the draw there in that match.
Yeah, right, I'll go for Māori.
Okay, Carterton at home to Featherston.
So, just a quick mention on the Carterton game last week, which I really like, is Martinborough Reserves turned up with, I think they turned up with 12 or 13 players. Carterton had about 14 players, so they decided to play a game of 12 aside, and they had a reserve each.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, like, it's really... So for the 50-year-old boys that turn up and want to have a run, they don't have to play the whole
What's
game.
those rules called, Rulesy? What's that called?
Game on.
Game on. Game on rules.
Game on rules. So I just think that's really smart, and it makes me really happy that we're actually adapting. There's no use in sending 28 guys home.
No.
When they can all go out and have
That's
a game of
right.
rugby, and then next week you start to build some momentum. So
Good common sense
So
there.
credit to the management of those teams.
Yeah, well, I'm taking Featherston to win that one.
Yeah.
Yourself?
No, I'll be going Carterton.
Oh, fairly hard. Pioneer at home to Gladstone. Well, this will be a great match. Gladstone obviously one-team club.
Bit more depth, eh?
Bit more depth in that competition. Pioneer, love the Smoky. I'm taking them.
Yeah.
I'm taking Pioneer at home
Well,
myself.
no, I'm going to go for Gladdy. I'm going to go for the upset there. Go for the Gladdy boys.
All right then. Now, Boda, give us a quick update on women's rugby. What's happening with our Wahine Tour?
The Wahine Tour, so numbers for Wahine Tour are looking pretty good. So their competition starts on the 27th. In that competition this year, there's only 4 teams in their competition, which is actually going to make it really tough for our Wahine. So those teams that are not playing, they've obviously consolidated those players.
Right.
So
So they'll have greater depth, which will test us.
which will test us, right? So
Get a new coaching group this season.
yeah, we have got a new coaching group, which is really exciting. So we've got BG is still the guy. He said was in there from last year. So and then we've got Phoenix Fui, Stacey Grant, and Craig Stapleton.
Stacky Grant.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
So they're in there helping that side. So I mean, we're pretty lucky to have those guys in there helping.
Absolutely.
I had a bit of a chat to BG. He said they'd like another prop or two.
Right.
If there's anyone keen to
If you're listening.
have a run, and get in there and give BG a call, get down there. It's a great environment.
Brent Gear, Media Works, he's the man.
It's a great environment.
Boda, college rugby.
Yep, college rugby. So Waikato and Rathkill, just a quick bit on them too. So last year, Rathkill had managed to retain quite a few of their forwards. So led by Johnny Falloon and Hamish Huggins, both outstanding young players. So they'll be really, really hard to play against in the forwards. But their backs, they're young Luca O'Gorman.
Luca at 10.
Yeah, he's at 10.
He's
so
very promising.
So they've played quite a few preseason games and coached by Dion Vinterventer's back
DVD.
He's running out there. So they've had some preseason.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
He's back.
So that'll be that. So that's really good. And then with Waikato, you've got Mitch Shields back at number 8. I thought he came on hugely last year.
He
Really,
did,
really
yeah.
impressed by that young fella.
Super player.
And then we've got Lashawn Paku
Oh, he's a gun.
at halfback. He's an outstanding rugby player. And also Charlie Carroll. He's just one of the strongest carriers in the midfield we've got in college rugby. Last year against those big Wellington sides, he's a guy who always makes the advantage line and runs those holes really strongly, Childsy.
So we'll follow that with progress.
Normie Hendrickson.
Normie's coaching the Waikato first 15. Well, what a warrior he was on the rugby field.
He sure was.
No holds barred, Normie.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to have them well drilled, and he's
Yeah.
got a great rugby brain as well. So we look forward to seeing their progress throughout the season. Now, try of the week. Courtesy of Thomas Rules, the new RDO for What a Bush Rugby. He's come up with this concept. Well done, Rulesy. It's got a huge following, about 3,000 views this week
3,000
on
views.
Facebook, and about 190 votes. Now, just for the people out there who, 63 of you just clicked the like button. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't count as a vote because you're not voting for any try. So how it works is there's 5 tries that go up, and you've got to click the right emoji, which is pretty easy to follow. It was a good explanation, Rulesy, I must admit. So those 63 people that hit like, well, either you didn't want to vote or you just stuffed it up. So make sure you hit the right emoji. But the winner and try of the week for round 1 is Harry Eschenbach from the Martinborough rugby team.
Try number 2.
Try number 2. Well done, Harry. No prizes for you, but just keep getting meat pies, mate. But look forward to that next week, Rulesy. Well done. Pick the score. Here we go. So a new sponsor this season, Osborne Group Chartered Accountants. Thanks to Jason and his team for all your accountancy needs. If you need your books done, go and see Osborne Group. $200 up for the first match, and we have selected the really tough call.
The Brown.
We're going for the Brown Cup.
Brown Cup, Greytown
because it is
Marty.
for the Brown Cup. Greytown versus Martinborough. This is the pick the score match. We're going to dumb it down this year. No likes and shares. Just pick your score. The first person to pick it correctly grabs the loot, and it will increase as the season progresses, Boda. So,
Well, that's going to be a tough one. Childsy's picked Greydown. I've picked Marty Just. Gosh, not much in that.
Yeah.
Have fun picking that team.
21-20 there to Greytown over Martinborough for the Brown Cup. Let's go. And just finally, Boda, the What About You campaign. Back on board with What About Bush Rugby this season. Fantastic supporters and a great message that they give to our community. What does the What About You campaign mean to you?
Yeah, for me, it's just around being there for your mates. Just being able to have a chat, when your mate's down or your mate's, just looking out for each other, really, Childsy, just making sure that we're keeping open to those things. And I think as a rugby community, we're getting better at that kind of stuff, as a community in general.
I think there's definitely an improvement from what I hear around statistics. So that's the key. If you're feeling down or if you're struggling with your mental illness, make sure you reach out.
It's not a weakness, team.
It's not a weakness, it's a sign of strength.
Yeah.
So, and watch what you're drinking as well, is a key message around there. Be responsible. Look, that's us. We wrap it up and
roll on Saturday,
roll on
Childsy.
Saturday, have fun, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.